So Mark here again, folks, cooking books and still bringing info. So I'm reading right now. I'm reading this book right here, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. This is probably my third. I'd say probably my third time. No, I'm lying. It's my second time. Second time going through this. I read this book years ago. But I've learned that, reading a book when you're in your early 30s or late 20s, and then reading that book when you're a 40-year-old man, you actually experience the book in a very different manner. And I use the word experience intentionally because that's the distinction between 25, 30, and 40 is experience, right? At 40, you should be by far and exceedingly more experienced than you were at 25, even 30. So reading it now as a 40-year-old man, the experience that I'm accumulating from this book now is just enthralled. It's enthralling. It amazes and it astonishes the juices in my brain. It's just astonishing. Some of the things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get this before. So that's the difference between the time frame of reading it then and now. Just experience. I've had so much experience over the years. So a lot of the words on the pages that are being lifted are actually being received into my receptacles with more enrichment, right? It's just more enrichment in terms of the seeds that I'm actually sowing from this. So anywho, what I want to talk about is, again, I'm in this wave right now. I put some videos up about wavelengths, brain waves. I want to stay on that field, right? I want to stay on that wave. Folks, I'm learning more and more every day, again, that if you want something out of life, if you want a goal, if you have a goal, an objective, a desire, whatever it is you want, I don't know. I want to be careful how I word this. Working hard is not the way to get it, right? See, that sounds counterintuitive. People are going to be scratching their heads like, what the hell is he talking about? Working hard is not the way to get your ultimate objective or that which you desire. And the reason why I say that is if you read Proverbs chapter 10, verses 22, I think it's Proverbs 10, verse 22. I'm pretty sure it is. It says that the blessings of God brings riches and you do not need to toil. Now, some interpret that as you not needing to toil, meaning you don't have to work hard, you don't have to labor, you don't have to kill yourself. Others interpret that as passive income. So you make investments and you have stocks, you have bonds, you have mutual funds, you have real estate, and those things bring in and generate income. So now your wealth is being brought to you without you toiling because it's called passive income or residual income. So you have a residual income, you have passive income, and you're sitting somewhere on an island sipping a pina colada or whatever. And your money it's called working capital. So your money is working for you. Your money works harder for you than you did for it. That's how you can translate Proverbs 10:22. The blessings of God brings wealth and you will not need to toil, right? That's how I would interpret that. Not that you don't have to work. You do need to work, because Thessalonians says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. So you must work. But what I'm trying to teach myself, as well as you guys, whoever is under the sound of my voice, is this. I'm not talking about your day-to-day job, your 9 to 5. First of all, the word job, if you go to the etymology, if you go to the Hebrew etymology, the word job means persecution. It means some form of suffering. Ain't that ironic? How many of us are being persecuted on our jobs today? How many of us feel like we're being persecuted by our supervisors, our overseers? I use that word intentionally. Our bosses. How many of us feel like we're being oppressed, by our 9 to 5s? Persecuted, so the word job, and that's why in the Bible, Job, the word job is pronounced Job, the book of Job. And if you look up the word Job, which in our English lexicon is job, but if you look up Job, it means persecution or suffering or some kind of infliction. So our jobs, is a punishment. Remember, By the sweat of our brow we shall eat, when we was kicked out of the Garden of Eden in biblical times. And so your job was a form of punishment. Let's be honest. Spiritually, when we were kicked out of the garden, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat. That means by sweating, hard labor, you shall eat. So our jobs, careers, are a form of our punishment, fallen from the blissful state of grace that we were once in. But I don't want to go down into the biblical trails, or historical railroads. I don't want to go down that route. What I just want to bring that up to say this, that Proverbs 10:22 supports what I'm going to say next, which is, if you want whatever your goal is, whatever your desire is, set it plainly in your mind. Have a very plain, a definiteness, a definite, a very plain, very clear, translucent, very vivid description of in your mind of what you want. I want to become a wealthy playwright. There's no I want to be rich as shit. Like, that's it. Like, I want money. I want a lot. I want to be. Remember Scrooge McDuck, the fucking duck that used to swim around into his money bin? I want to have a Scrooge McDuck money bin. There's no shame. Like, that's my long-term goal. I want to become a famous playwright. I want to be known for my writing, being able to write plays and theater, and if it goes into film and all of that later on, fine. I'm not really big on film, but theater. I love the theater world. I love the stage, being able to write a play and watch it come to life. That's my thing. I love that. So my long-term purpose, that's what I believe my purpose in this grand scheme, in this scheme of life. That's what I believe in the vortex of the universe, all the chaos and the ups, the downs, and I believe that's why I was born. Like, that's why I was deposited into this vessel, this physical vessel. That's my purpose. That's my life's purpose. And I share that with you guys because that's what you have to have a clear goal of a clear vision, objective. What is it you want? You have to know why you want it. Because I know why. I just believe that's why I was born. That's why I was deposited into this vessel. That's my role. That's my purpose in this world, in this universe. So you have to know why. It can't just be because you want money. Money comes as a result of it, but it can't just be because you want money. It has to be something worthwhile, something bigger than life itself, bigger than you. And your purpose, if you can find your purpose, that's a beautiful thing, because then it becomes bigger than you. It's now it's your all in all. It's your means and your ends. This is it. Your purpose, why you were born. It's a beautiful thing. So many people go through life not finding out why they were deposited into their vessel. Why they were transmuted and translated into their physical forms. So I say that to say that when I say you don't have, working hard is not going to get you your ultimate purpose. Here's what I mean by that. You must work. Let's be clear. You must work. But I said this in the last video. You have to understand that when you are talking about your life's purpose, it's bigger than work. It's now magnetizing yourself. It's now attracting the conditions, attracting the resources, attracting the circumstances, attracting the people, the apparatus, the mechanisms, the finances, everything, every resource. It's about attracting the resources to yourself, learning how to attract resources to yourself. That is the magic of the moment. That is the magic in the moment. Being able to attract, being able to master the art of attraction, attracting all of the necessary things you need to fulfill your purpose. That is the hard work. The hard work is not in you working hard on the actual goal, but rather the hard work is learning to master the art of attraction. If you can master the art of becoming magnetized, becoming magnetized, right? Tapping into what's called the mind's magnetic moments. There are things that are particles that are called magnetic moments. and which is the strength of the magnetism and the magnetic orientation. Magnetic orientation is trajectory and directionality of where that strength, where that magnetism is being aimed, targeted towards. And that comes through a tremendous amount of focus and concentration on that science. If you can learn to concentrate and focus on the fact that you have magnetites, scientists has found there's magnetites in the brain, and you can tap into the domains, which are regions of magnetic fields that are either arranged in and aligned or out of alignment. If you can learn to align your magnetic fields and research this stuff, Google it, look it up, study it. I'm just giving you what I'm giving you is just a starter kit. It's up to you to run with it. You'll find that if you can align, and all of this alignment of your magnetites, magnetic moments, if you can align all of that, you create an enormous amount of magnetism that radiates from around your head. And I talked about the meg around your head, and you attract, because magnets attract. That's what magnets do. They have what's called a vector field, spin, right? You can measure the spin, the vector field around an axis. Trust me, it's heavy stuff. And you literally start to bring with your work, coupled now with the physical work. Because see, there's the physical work that needs to be done, but a lot of us have been taught about the physical work, but not about the intangible. The intangible work is really the hard work. The physical work now is you physically getting up and doing what you have to do, getting out there, fighting, kicking, scratching, doing what you must. So that's necessary as well. But if you can master the arts of becoming an attractive force, a magnetic force, utilizing this force that you already have in your brain, it's already all there. We just weren't taught about it, don't understand it. We use it every day, but we use it in the sense of autopilot, right? We use it like in a auto mechanic type of way where we're not even aware that we're using it. So the secret is to become a conscious and aware of it, and then you can utilize it more efficiently and effectively. So yeah, just want to share that with you guys. I'm about to get back to my studies right now, get my reading on. It's today's what, Wednesday? Yeah, I think today's Wednesday. I don't even know. Listen, I've been reading so much all day, every day. Like sometimes I lose track of what day of the week it is, what time. I don't know. I'm a little nutty. Whatever. Peace.